Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It is time for Friday night on the Homestead. And tonight's topic is about the seasons. First day of summer is some places is now, in other places it's tomorrow. So we can thank the International Dateline for that. How's everybody doing out there? I could not get the normal 5-minute countdown to start off, so I just jumped into that one. I don't know what the heck was delaying it, but I just didn't want to engage. Everything's been acting a little weird on the computer here. And maybe the heat in here. We're up to 81 in here right now. But let me take a quick look to see what it says we are outside. Okay, it's only 78 outside, so it's actually cooler outside now than it is inside. But let's see who all's here and get up here to the top here. Yeah, sunspot's interfering lately. Yeah, they got the big corona hole going across the southern hemisphere of the sun right now. All right, so first one in was Walt Rogers. He's back from the livestock auction. He went down to Texas to get himself some longhorns to run with his Angus and other cattle he has up there. Let's see what we got here. Rick Dalen's in here. Shady Hill Homestead, Mother Earth Garden Club, Caitlin's Strain, Angels Homestead. Mother Earth says 84 here, but 97 is the high tomorrow. Hang on, what was my high tomorrow? Okay, all right, we got wind advisory for the rest of the day here. I'm going to until 9 o'clock tonight, so that's another 3 hours here. Tomorrow, we get a break tomorrow. It's down to 65 tomorrow with a low of 42. Sunday, it's 62 with a chance of showers, 50% chance of showers, low of 36. Then it's back up to 71 on Monday with a low of 47 on Monday. Tuesday, 76. Wednesday's 80. Thursday's 85. Friday's 85. And it'll probably get higher than that. Hey, Denier, welcome. Rick's in a train. All right. So we're going to talk about several things about summer here and possibilities and stuff. But let's go ahead and get rolling on this. Everybody should be in here now. And I don't see, well, so it's Friday. Tammy should be back from the summit now. She should be back home. Mark should be back home with his friend. They should all be back over there in Pennsylvania, and then Tammy's over in Michigan. So, but there are some things being posted on Tammy's channel if you're a channel member. She's also posting things on Facebook if you're a Facebook member as well. I am. Yeah. All right. What we got here? Let's get this up here. Yeah, I picked a summer day in jolly old England for the picture here. Stonehenge. Picked the first harvest of broccoli today, blanched and put in the freezer. Lewis is here. It's the Marshmallow Man. And my wife, hang on, let me check the data here. Make sure I get this right. She did 3 more jars of jam. And with the Tatler lids, and then she did more with the regular Kerr lids. And let's go back up here. Oh, she's when she was going through the apricots, she found a sprouted pit / seed in one of the apricots, and I told her, pot it, and she goes, I'll get some soil when I'm done here. So she was canning. Yeah, so she did the boil the lid stuff on a couple of the jars. She's experimenting on jam because jam doesn't seal. Oh horrors! It didn't seal. I can try it again. Or she can just put the tighten the ring down a little bit tighter and put it in the fridge, and maybe it'll suck down in the fridge, and she'll just leave it in there. So, anyways, there we go. So, first day of summer, officially tomorrow. It is, and hang on, let me break this open to give you the actual times here on it. So here, up in Idaho, today, sunrise was at 5:46 and 38 seconds this morning, and sunset tonight is at 9:14 and 7 seconds. Tomorrow, it's a little bit longer. No, sunrise is coming a little bit later. We've already passed the peak sunrise time, even though this is the we're coming into the longest day. Actually, tomorrow, sunrise has been coming later and later since the 14th. The 14th was the earliest sunrise we had here, which was at 5:46 and 1 second. Now we're at 5:46 and 38 seconds. So 9:14 and 7 seconds tonight. Tomorrow it's 5:46 and 52 seconds. So that is 14 seconds later. And sunset tomorrow is 13 seconds later. So it's 1 second longer tomorrow than it is today. So, I mean, it's so close in time-wise because everything is. And Chipper66 is here, and Tammy Harder is here. So, yeah, some parts, like I said, some parts of the country, the world rather, because they're on the other side of the international timeline, they're already on the 21st. So, and I'm just getting all these friggin' notifications. Oh, how to garden? Glenn went live as well. Prepper Principal went live. Forced Google ad. I don't know what to do with these guys. Anyways, let's get it back over on this here. I put anything else in there? No, I didn't put anything else in. That's right, because I got some other stuff for you to go over. One of the things that we used to do back when I was a kid for summer was, of course, school for us down in LA. School got out the Friday before Memorial Day. And so that Saturday, we usually had an executive pass for Disneyland. And so we go up there and we just go up to the front, show them the executive pass, and they take us in a half an hour before anybody else. And we used to go. I mean, shoot, I used to know half the people on that did the Matterhorn and the train. And back then they still had we could ride the donkeys. I knew all the wranglers on the donkeys by name by the end of the summer, because we were over there probably, I would say, twice a week because we had free passes. So we were going over there all the time. But it has gotten way too crowded, way too capitalistic. or Greedy, I should say. But we don't go there anymore. But there is some place I do want to try going to for not going to do it this year because we ran out of time. We may try to do it next year because the bookings on it, I mean, the bookings are already starting to fill up for next year. There's a place northwest of me called Silver Spur Ranch. And Silver Spur Ranch do weekly they do take the horses from one part of the ranch to another, and they take them all over the place, and people go up there and they move them around and stuff. So yeah, it is a really cool setup up there. But you can see a lot of their reels on Facebook. They have a YouTube channel here as well, and they got like this a couple of little. I'm not going to say they're hot tubs or hot springs, but they look pretty warm. There's a little bit of steam coming off them in the morning and stuff, and at night. So it's nice there. But yeah, and they ride around moving the horses from one area to another, and that's one of the things they do to help supplement the ranch up there. And they got some really cool stuff. Let's see if I can get back here, and come on, what just happened there? Oh, so that is their logo on YouTube. But they got a ranch houses and stuff up there, and it is really cool. And it is absolutely fun to be up there. From all the people that put stuff out and talked about it, and so yeah, they groups up and everything, and it's absolutely they call it the best vacation in the world, and they have contests to give them away usually in September for the next year. So we used to go to Knott's Berry Farms all the time. We used to ride the stagecoach and some of the other stuff back in the day, and we did Fisherman's Wharf. To us, Fisherman's Wharf was we go over there, and to us it's tourist trap. We're going to go over to Pier 39. Not quite as bad as a pier as a tourist trap. Oh no, we're going to go over to Ghirardelli Square and get chocolate. When my mom, my aunt, my older sisters, my older female cousins were getting to, trying to go all the shops, it's like, we're going to head on over to Ghirardelli. Out of the clothes shops and stuff, they came. All right, we're going. Oh yeah. Mark says, oh yeah. Born and raised in Reno for the first 10 years. When I was coming back yesterday from California, I left there at 3 o'clock California time, 4 o'clock Mountain time. And when I got into Reno, it was okay. And my hand would follow the sun, the glare of the sun, so I could see on the driving through Reno and stuff. And heading out of Reno, as we started to head out, all of a sudden we had hit our brakes. It was a group of about five other vehicles, and we were booking it, coming up out of Sacramento up through Auburn and stuff, and we were making good time, very good time. until we hit that. And when we hit that, it was like, oh, great, we are now stopped. Oh, we're doing 10 miles an hour, we're stopped. Oh, we're doing 15 miles an hour, we're stopped. All the way out of Reno, past Sparks, on up the canyon to the USA Parkway, where I'm not sure what the complexes are that are out there, but it has 2 exit lanes. It's 2 lanes till we get out, then they add 2 exit lanes. And when they added those exit lanes, traffic started going faster. And by the time I went under the overpass for it, I was doing 70 again. And they were just lined up, just going down the road to it. It's like, so a lot of people work outside of Reno now at wherever this place is. I'm gonna have to face that 2 more times this year. Anywho, so if you're looking for some interesting vacation stuff, Idaho has a lot of interesting vacations. So, Silver Spur Ranch, Yellowstone is right up here. Got the Grand Teton Mountains. I open my window and look out and see the Grand Tetons. There's a lot of activities on the Snake River here in eastern Idaho, and a lot of fun stuff. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, and some people now in these modern times are going RV camping. Hey, let's get RV camping. And there are a few channels I know of that they have to have a trailer like the big one here being shown. A couple do have the Class A's. Most of them have the smaller trailers and stuff, and they go, putting around and doing new vacation stuff. I'm hungry for See's candy. Yeah. Oh, Niagara Falls and the CN Tower. I'm sorry, I will no longer recommend going to see a certain building that had King Kong climbing on it in a different state. Years back when I was still in high school, we went to Disney World. And then after I got married, about a year, maybe, I think it was a year after we got married, we went back to Disney World, my wife and I, my mom, my brother, my sister and her husband, and my older brother had coordinated everything. And he was paying for my mom's portion of it, and he paid for part of mine and Chris's part. And we went over there, had a great time. Let's see what else. So there, and the first time we went to Disney World, we had an RV and we parked in the Fort Wilderness area and did camping. We had let's see, it wasn't a big one. It wasn't a big one like one of these. It was more like it's more like a large Winnebago size. More like that one. And we camped there at Disney World, and we were there for 10 days. Had a great time. But the vacation spots throughout the United States. Sorry, it populated as U.S. So I thought hit U.S. Sorry, Lewis. But there are some really cool places. That looks like Lake Tahoe, and that's the Grand Canyon. Yeah, I've been there a lot. Lake Powell on the above I forget the name of the dam now. On the north end of the Grand Canyon, great place. So even when we lived there, we used to go out. my sister and her husband come down from Salt Lake with his parents' boat, and we go out there and camp out there. And Howie's here. But yeah, there is some cool stuff in the West. There's Zion National Park. There is Bryce National Park. There is Johnson Canyon, where they made a lot of the Western movies and stuff. You can go out there and see some of the town sets out there and stuff. Really cool. Yeah, Lewis is putting the plugs in for Canada. But yeah, there are a lot of places, and then there's the amusement parks and stuff. There are some really cool trains in California. Roaring CAM Camp Railroad, which is really cool. Santa Cruz there. Bring it back up. They got two different trains. The steam train, which is the steam train, and it's a which means it has the gear. It doesn't have pistons driving over the rods like that. It has up and down stuff, and it has pistons coming across to the side. It turns a crankshaft on the side, and so. And then they have from that one they have besides that's the Big Trees Railroad, and they have Roaring Camp, which takes the diesel electric Big Trees in Pacific. Sorry, Roaring Camp is the steam train. Big Trees is the diesel electric with the cars that go into Santa Cruz. There it is it pulls down on the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk. And so you can camp up there by it, and go in there down to the down to the boardwalk, and do all the fun things at the beach boardwalk, including visiting a really cool shop that serves chocolate-covered bacon. And not just chocolate-covered bacon, dark chocolate, light chocolate, milk chocolate, about 6 different varieties of chocolate-covered bacon. Yeah, and Mark's doing gardening for the summer. Actually, I forgot to drop this down in here. There we go. And yeah, there's a lot of ones. Besides that one, there is the Jamestown Jamestown Railroad. Up by near Calaveras, the Calaveras frog jump from the Mark Twain stories. Well, the Jamestown rail stuff there has a lot of cool stuff there. The Sacramento Railroad Museum is a big one. They got one of the big boys there. My youngest son works there as does multiple things. He even docents part of the time on the train ride out there. But he works on the stuff there. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
And then he does. He works there, and then there is the down by Fremont, California, San Francisco Bay Area. There is the Niles Canyon Railroad, which I used to work on. My mother-in-law was a docent on it. Father-in-law was a docent on it. I worked on repairing the number 2 Quincy steam engine. And Serena Royals here. And so there's a lot of I know there's another train. The Golden Gate Railroad Museum as well. There's a lot. If you're a rail fan, there's a lot of rail stuff going on. The Sacramento Railroad Museum is adding or expanding their HO setup there as well. And so there's a lot of cool rail stuff out there in California. But on the Niles Canyon Railroad, you'll get to see where the actual last spike of the Transcontinental Railroad was driven. It was not driven in Promontory Point, Utah. It was driven several months later in Niles Canyon for the last leg to make it all the way to San Francisco. What Promontory Point did was get it from New York to Sack of Tomatoes. But there's that stuff there. What else is there? Vacation spots around. Oh, on the vacation spot one I brought up there, it had a little map thing, and it had listed the best places to go. Where is the other? Let's see if it'll show it here. Okay, I'm going to show something here. So it lists everything. Number 1, Orlando. Yeah, okay, I can agree with that because that's Disneyland and Universal Studios. They got air conditioning there and dehumidifiers. Number 2, Marco Island. Tampa, no. Miami, no. Palm Beach, no. And how to garden, Jack. He lives in Florida, but in the summertime, he leaves there because it's too hot and humid. He comes up to Idaho to his mom's place. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Boston. Oh no, sorry, I'm not going to Boston. It's gone to the left Looney Tune.
That must be the Google answer to where is the best place to take a vacation, because
sort of
stay in a hotel and
yeah.
spend a ton of money. What if we don't have that kind of money or want to go there?
Yeah, Aspen's not that bad. In Colorado, I'd rather go see go on the Durango Silverton Railroad there. Take that. San Francisco though, it's gotten so bad. If I were to go back there, I would have to make sure that I'd have to take my permit, my concealed carry permit from here. My enhanced concealed carry permit from here, and go talk to the sheriff in Contra Costa County so he'd give me one for California, because I will not go to San Francisco unless I'm packing. That's how bad it is. I mean, it was bad enough before when I'd have to go from Oakland from the federal building in Oakland to the federal building in San Francisco. We'd go over in packs of 6 or more, and everybody was armed.
Yet another reason not to go to San Francisco on vacation.
Yeah, because we had to take BART, and it was like, oh man, yeah, it was nasty. Anyways, Monterey's not a bad place. Monterey has the big aquatic. It's not a museum, but it's a thing out there. They featured it in Star Trek: The Voyage Home. But yeah, it's a cool place. I like. There are some interesting things to see in Arizona. Interesting things down in Texas. Texas has some cool things to go visit and see. Been down there. Went to the just lost it. The Alamo, and they have. I mean, the San Antonio down there is really nice, and the walks along the river and stuff are really cool during the summertime. And it is cool, and down in right by the river with all the trees and stuff growing up, and all the flowers and everything else they have in there. It's really nice.
I'm going to Moosehead Lake, Maine every year for almost my entire life on vacation, because it's the woods, it's a lake, you have a canoe or a boat, you can rent one or not. Yeah. You can swim in the lake, it's a little cold, you can go hiking, fishing, whatever you want, if you're into that type of thing. I'm not into the hotel, walk around a city and take in the sights of whatever's going on in that city.
Yeah. Yeah, in my early years, I got over that really quick. I
What?
said back when I was a teenager and we went to San Francisco, it was Pier 39 and Ghirardelli Square.
Yeah. And we're done. Let's find something else to do that's not city related.
Yeah. In fact, my one hat here, hang on a second.
For most people, taking a vacation is getting away from people. Oh, he didn't hear that? Oh, sorry. You can listen later, Gil.
Go and get my earpiece back in.
I was talking about you.
This Stetson, I got at the Stetson shop at Pier 39. So, yeah, that's where I got this one. They had a really nice Stetson shop there back in the 70s. Oh, yeah. They got the Field of Dreams there. And they got there are a lot of Tammy was posting some stuff in Ohio about the Steam Museum as well. And there are some really cool stuff there in the Midwest dealing with steam tractors and other tractors and stuff, if you're into that sort of thing, which I kind of am a little bit. Serena, I'm back in Idaho for a couple more weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and I'm going back again. But yeah, there are some cool things around. If you're in Western Pennsylvania, you go to Punxsutawney and see Phil. And you go, Three Rivers Stadium has been torn down, so I'm not sure if they're rebuilding or not. I haven't followed it much, but I was back there in the late 70s and stuff. Got to meet Lambert, Ham, Harris, Lott, and a bunch of others from the Pittsburgh Steelers back then. But yeah, every state has something. I think should have something. Alaska, summertime's not bad in Alaska. Other than the mosquitoes that'll try to pick you up and take you back to their mommy.
And the bears that are going to use you to hibernate for the next year.
But there are a lot of tours up there in Alaska. You take a cruise and go ashore now and then and stuff, and you go ashore for a day or two, and you can go salmon fishing and all this fun stuff up there. My in-laws went up there and did that one year. Brought back the best smoked salmon. Oh man. I'm not really a fan of salmon, but they brought back some really good smoked salmon that they caught. I'm just looking here. Washington has the Tillamook cheese thing up there. Oh, San Francisco Bay Area, not on the San Francisco side, over on the Fairfield side. There's the Jelly Belly factory. You go through the Jelly Belly factory, see all the different varieties, and you get free samples going through. So there are a lot of cool things around. You can go to Salt Lake, out there on the lake, and try to sink and wind up bobbing to the surface going, wow, I don't have to tread water and I float. Crabbing. That was something my wife was talking about. I am not a crab fan. Thank you. No, I've cut a lot of potatoes out of my diet, trying to get my weight under control and stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's a puzzle for you, and it's a place to visit. Which states have less than an inch border with each other?
Less than a what?
Less than an inch. where they meet.
An inch? Oh, 4 corners.
4 corners. You got it. The only spot, the only ones where they meet.
Well, 2 states meet with each other on their entire east-west.
Yeah, north, south, east, west. Yeah, but so states, basically, Arizona and Colorado, kitty corner, and New Mexico and Utah, kitty corner.
Ooh, a Harbor Freight ad. Yay.
Yeah, I get those too.
That's all right. I want to play.
I'm not sure where that is. It says top rated vacation destinations in North America. And so not sure. If I were to go to Europe, it would be a lot of it would be in Ireland. Then it would be up to Edinburgh for the tattoo. Seeing that my wife is Clan Campbell, and they're descendants of the Black Watch. I even have some family heirloom kilts of the Black Watch. Okay. Yeah, Arkansas has the hot springs. I would actually kind of like to go back and visit some of those limestone caverns and stuff where you can drive a semi into them just to check them out. But Arizona has Meteor Crater. Southern California has I just thought of it and lost it. The caverns. You take the tour down through, and you're on a specific path with handrails and stuff. See all the stalactites, stalagmites, and everything else, and then they turn out the light, and you can't even see your finger in front of your eye.
Look,
somebody opens up their phone and everybody's blinded. Turn that off.
Carlsbad.
Yes, Carlsbad. Yes. What am I doing for the 4th of July? Well, the staff sergeant is on fire watch there in California, and I'm on fire watch here. She was thinking about coming out for the last week of the month, but then she realized, oh crap, that's the 4th of July on a Friday, 3-day weekend. Everybody's going to be ultra stupid on the 4th of July, firing off all sorts of fireworks they've been traveling to Nevada to get. Okay, Mammoth Cave, yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of cool places across this country, and all you got to do is plan ahead, a year ahead, and figure out how to do it the cheap way. Now, some people go, "Well, I don't own an RV." I'm trying to remember the name of the country now. The company.
Oh, yeah, something America.
Yeah.
You can rent one. Yeah.
Cruise America.
Yeah, Cruise America. That's it.
Cruise America, yeah. And just to take a quick, I'm going to look at it just to see what they offer in the way of RVs.
If you've never driven anything bigger than a Subaru, you may want to consider taking some driving lessons on driving something big, long, with rear end swing over and front end cab over.
Okay, there we go. You got the 30-footer, capacity 7, the 25-footer, capacity 5, the 21-footer, capacity 4. The compact is capacity of 3, and they're saying 3 people in a bed. But if you got a parent and 3 kids, you can do it. You can get travel trailers And that travel trailer looks about the size of the ones my in-laws had. And there were Evan, Chris, Charles, four boys and one girl in a little travel trailer like that with the parents. The second year they went camping, they took a tent along, sent a tent up, and set all the boys out in the tent.
So one little known fact that nobody thinks about is when you own an RV or you rent an RV like this, you set up camp. It's like, oh, we need to run to the store. Well, now you're tearing down camp because your camp is your driving vehicle.
Yeah.
Unless you brought a motorcycle or towed a car with you, and you're driving it to town in an RV to go get your supplies and going back and setting up again. And then just make sure you got your stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, that's one way you guys can do it. You can rent a different one. And depending on the size of the one you get, the compact, I wouldn't do it with. 25-footer, maybe 30-footer, maybe. It's like get a little, like a little Jeep or something to tow, or borrow someone's Jeep or something to tow behind it. A little like a smart car or something, so you can go into town to do stuff. But,
so I did find out the campgrounds in Ohio that are run by the Amish. None of them have a on-site general store at all. All they got, they have ice and firewood. That's it. So if you don't have it, there's no store to go buy marshmallows and chocolate bars for the kids, little souvenirs, stuff like that. Nope, nothing. So if you want to go to a campground, it may have a couple things like, they got pints of half and half, and some of them even sell like cups of coffee. You can go in there and get your coffee and don't have to make it. Then you got to go to like a KOA or some kind of other thing, but always check the website to see what they have. And if their website doesn't show it, call them.
Yeah. But when we went to Disney World the first time, that started getting planned out about 6 months ahead of time. When we went back to Disney World the second time, after I was married, so Chris and I, my mom, my older brother, and my sister and her husband, Kevin started planning that out 18 months in advance. There is a restaurant in Disney World that is black tie. Reservations are booked 9 months in advance or longer. And so he got us reservations for there one night. And I've never seen my sister and my mom and my wife not finish a single little plate of chocolate between the three of them. They couldn't finish it because it was so intense. It was called chocolate decadence. That's that. I mean, they first bite they all took it. It's like, whoa! They were just almost in tears. It was so intense chocolate, and they were just like, oh. And then after that, it was nibbles, and after a while, it's like, I'm done. Me too. And there was a little bit left on that plate. I was like, I ain't touching it. If you guys are acting like that. Yeah, so there are plenty of things to do this summer away from home, unless you're doing a lot of gardening. And there's a lot of stuff to do at home during this summer. I left last Friday and I drove to California on Friday, and I drove back here yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to be out there weeding a heck of a lot. They got some areas the weeds just suddenly went, oh, you're not around. We're going to welcome you back by being 3 feet tall in 7 days. Oh. Yeah. But the sunflowers out in front are, some of them are upwards of over a foot already. And they're all doing good. Uh, yeah, so there's going to be doing a lot more. Oh, I did get myself a navel orange semi-dwarf. Talked to the people at the nursery there. They no longer carry dwarf or ultra dwarf citrus trees at at most nurseries anymore. It's like, at first you said, "Oh, there's never been such a thing." I go, yeah, my mom bought one about in 1978, and she had it in a 55-gallon barrel, half 55-gallon barrel, and it was doing great for years. And she goes, "Oh, well, back then they might have. That was before my time." Yeah, they used to sell them all the time. In fact, the ultra dwarfs and the dwarfs were more popular than semi dwarfs or full. But yeah, so I'll be this winter. I will have an orange tree in the house. And Lewis is trying. Hey, Lewis.
Hey, Lewis. Hey, Lewis, stick around after the show. I want to ask you some questions about propagating some elderberry branches.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can hear me.
Yeah, he heard. All right, so I'm just trying to think. I'm not sure if they still do it. Maybe someone can answer this. Do they still have the steamboats going up and down the Mississippi for tourists for the summer? I know a couple decades ago they were being brought back and they running the steamboats up and down.
Oh, they were running them as casinos.
Well, not just casinos, but just that too. But for sort of like a river cruise ship. Speaking of which, it's Norway that has the river cruise ships that go up their rivers and stuff like that for a week.
If I were to go on one of those cruises, it'd have to be a casino one, the old school boat one where it was like steam driven with the big paddle or whatever on
That's
the
what
back.
I'm talking about. The paddle wheels back out there. Let's see what else for summer is going on here. Vegas is getting a little. I used to love going to Vegas too. My grandmother, my dad's mom, lived in Henderson, just outside of Vegas. My aunt lived in Vegas as well. She worked at the Fremont as a dealer. And we used to go there, through the 60s and 70s and all the time. And then even when I was living up in Fredonia, Arizona for my senior high school, all right, a bunch of us are going down to Vegas. And we go down and we stay at Circus. And just have it, you got a bunch of high school kids at Circus having a blast for 2 nights. Friday night, Saturday night, driving back Sunday.
Yeah, that's about that. That would be about it for me. Take about $5,000 up to the Strip and just have a good night.
Hang on, let me look at this up here. I got to bring up this one.
There's always Super Bowl weekend.
Oh, hell no.
Super Bowl weekend in the States.
Out.
I'm just saying because I've been to a couple before I had to go get a pardon, before I had to go get a pardon and renew my passport. But the tailgate parties in the parking lot at the Super Bowl, you don't even have to go into the stadium, right? just the Super Bowl tailgate parties in the parking lots.
Yeah, and have your big flat screen TV in the back of your truck, and pray it doesn't rain.
Oh,
yeah.
They took the outdoor roller coaster off the Stratosphere, now called the Strat. The Big Apple coaster is known for its 180-degree twist and 203-foot drop. These, no, you're not going to get me riding this thing out, how many stories up, out over the, looking down over the strip. No. This one is also a no.
I think it's Ontario Place here in Canada. We got a park like that. Here in Ontario, and it's got that where they take you up really high in the sky, and then once you get up there, they let you sit up there for about a minute, and then they drop you all the way down.
Yeah, this roller coaster here is indoors. All right, I'll do that one.
Where's the what's the park? I think is it in Michigan? It's like it's nothing but roller coasters, like 50 of them.
Yeah, there are a bunch of those. My wife was the first one that said no more roller coasters, and then about 5 years later, after not riding them for 6 years, got on one, and it's like, okay, no more roller coasters for me. I used to be a junkie for roller coasters.
Oh, I love roller coasters. I took my wife. She'd never been on an inverted one where you hang by the seats. And she's like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. It was on a pier in Jersey. I was like, oh, come on. It's fun. It's fun. I was already on it like 8 times in a row. And she's like, okay, she got on. When they said, take your shoes off, she lost her mind. And she was already locked in, and she didn't talk to me for a week.
Oh.
She doesn't like roller coasters, especially those now, but yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Disneyland has added, took out the parking lot and added stuff over there with the Tower of Terror and stuff like that. I haven't been down there to see the new extension since they were just starting it. The last time my wife and I went to Disneyland, they were, starting to tear up the parking lot, and it was like, all right, we're done here. But yeah, there are some cool ones like that. Hang on here. Of course, then there are the fun water slides. And there is Typhoon Lagoon in Florida for Universal Studios. A lot of water parks as well, too. All over the place. Oh, yeah, you're going to get up a little speed on that, baby.
Yeah. my wife's idea of a water park is you guys go do what you want. I'll be in the lazy river going round in circles for 6 hours.
Yeah. Oh, the indoor indoor way with a tidal, not tsunami waves. Wave pools. Yeah. That's other ways to keep cool and do fun stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was it? Cool. My brother went to Firman Ranch in New Mexico, the Boy Scout reservation.
Yep.
The monster one.
Yeah.
And he did cavalcade for 10 days.
And
Cavalcade is where the you have to be an explorer or adventurers. You used to be explorers, now it's the venture scouts, a venture crew. So you have to be
18 and up.
No, you have to be to go on cavalcade. You got to be 16. To be a venture, you got to be 14. But he got to go at 15 because he completed NYLT. They go, oh, you completed NYLT? Okay, you can come. But so basically, the first day they get to know their horses, and they work them the first 2 days. That night they take off and they ride out to the first campsite. You carry all your gear on your horse.
Yep.
You set up camp, cook dinner, cook breakfast, do whatever you want to pack a lunch with. You pack your lunch, you pack up, and you ride. And you do the same thing that night. You set up camp, and they do that all around the perimeter of Philmont Ranch.
I did Mattagammon up in Baxter State Park, Maine.
Yeah.
It was 10 days of canoeing, and we did 390 miles in 10 days. Most of it was on rivers, a few lakes here and there, but that took forever. We like the rivers.
And the thing is,
they're gone.
You know the movie.
What's that, Lewis?
You know the movie City Slickers 1 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that in either or movie where you're doing like a gold hunt or like a cattle drive or something. That would interest me.
So you know, let me throw this one picture up here. So ventures, which have a different uniform, are co-ed. Girl, 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 guy, 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 girl, girl, guy, guy, girl, guy, 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 girl, girl, girl. Yeah.
That's the way Explorer Scouts were. It didn't matter.
Yeah. That's why they got to be 14 years from their 14th birthday up until their 21st birthday. So those that with kids of your own, nieces, nephews, grandkids, whatever, that are of that age, venture scouting is the way to go now. It's just too expensive for regular scouting, but there's I can't find it here. There's a place up north here called Island Park, and it is a scout island. There it is, the island out there. Scouts getting ready to taking the boat across to the islands. All right, so let me go over here and bring up the schedule here. Page. So tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping, the topic is after the New Madrid supervolcano erupts, what are your plans? Monday, back here on Camppatton Family Compound for the Monday Night Fireside Chat. Ways to protect your canning jars, and from there we're going to talk about the
Food Independence Summit. Yeah,
Food Independence Summit. And Tuesday on Gray Man Prepping, odors that can cause you trouble in disasters. Not necessarily SHTF or Tawaki, just normal disasters can cause you trouble. Because people still act stupid in normal disasters. Thursday's the Midnight Ride, and next Friday here is we're going to talk about pole barn evolution. Because pole barns nowadays is nothing like the pole barns when my dad was a kid. They've got more crap on them now. So we're going to talk about pole barn evolution next Friday. So you've got animals and stuff, and ways to take care of, the larger animals, goats, sheep, pigs, horses, cows, moose, whatever. Never smelled lemon balm. Lemongrass, yeah. I got to get lemongrass going too, because lemongrass and peppermint chases off spiders and certain wasps and hornets. And I got 2 tubs of peppermint and 2 tubs of spearmint growing, and it looks like I got a couple of the 4-inch cups with spearmint actually sprouted. We went up to the nursery and just bought a little pot of each one and put it in there, and it's just having a lovely time in that manure compost. So yeah, so those pots will be staying away from soil, out on the driveway where I can control them. All right, so that's what's coming up, folks.
Mint, it takes right off. Mint takes right off. You can take one of those little pots that you buy at the nursery, and it will grow. It'll spread like you would not believe.
It'll take up the camp.
I've heard that, but my experience with the peppermint my mom planted never did that, and she was always griping that it wasn't growing like she wanted it to grow.
No, it had to do something with the soil. Even at the campground, they had, aside from everything that was just growing in the woods, the grass they were cutting right behind the tent sites and the other sites was all spearmint. Because I looked down, I was like, oh, which mint is that? I picked it up, I was like, oh, it's spearmint. I hate spearmint. Even Tammy saw it. She's like, yeah, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, because one year along the side of my house, the shady side of my house, and a little bit of the sun, I planted those little pots that you're talking about, Gil, and spread them out 3 or 4 feet apart, and they just took right over. I don't know which mint it was,
this mint I've got here is doing pretty good. But the soil that my mom planted it in, we dug it out a foot deep, took compost, cow manure and chicken manure, compost that had been sat for 1.5 years, put it all in there and stuff. Everything else grew. The onions grew, the garlic grew, the peppermint
now
got about that tall, and a couple things out there. And
you literally got to plant peppermint in clay soil next to the foundation of your house. It will surround your house in a year.
Well, it was up against the retaining wall, and the backside of the retaining wall was some clayish and sandstone soil on the other side.
Yeah, but you don't want to put any fertilizer. Dude, literally, I sent Tammy a picture. She'll talk about it Monday. I literally let my lemon balm grow on purpose. It killed me because I usually just weed whack the crap out of it, which drives my vegan neighbors crazy. And it just grows the whole backside of my garage and all around my patio and stuff. It's just lemon balm, little ones, big ones. It goes to seed. It spreads everywhere. And the soil there is garbage. Grass grows. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
I know that at a certain time
in pots, I got some big pots. I planted the stuff we picked up at the nursery. Oh, it's quadrupled in size, in size.
Don't let it add a pot and post a security guard because it'll try to leave.
It's got it's quadrupled in size in 10 days, and that is almost pure compost that I bought, and it's bright green and just going, so I don't know. And it's in the shade too.
Nitrogen. It's the nitrogen.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, folks. Thank you all for coming in. And if it may be a little late for you to plan this year's summer vacation, but you can always start on next year's and get it all taken care of, so you can do it as cheaply as possible and have the best time ever. All right, everyone. Take care and see you tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping for after the event series. All right. Take care.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.